There we go.
Hello and welcome everybody to Rowing Chat, a podcast with and for people who enjoy the sport of rowing. I'm Rebecca Caro, and this month I'm joined by Will Ruth. Will, welcome to Rowing Chat.
Thank you. I feel kind of like we're in Spinal Tap where they're running around below the stage and walk through and hello Cleveland, and they're in the wrong door, but we're on now.
Hooray, Will, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself and how you came into rowing and specifically your own area of interest.
Yeah, so rowing was kind of always in my blood. We've got generations of rowers on our side of the family, and I think actually all of my other 10 cousins on one side have all at some point dabbled in the sport, so it was kind of an inevitability that I would also end up rowing at some point. I rowed in high school, greatly enjoyed it. Rowed for a small club in Washington State here, Olympia area rowing. Briefly considered pursuing the college rowing scene, but at 5'8", and with snapping hip injury, it ended up just not being in the cards. So I was away from the sport for a while, and then in college here at Western Washington University, majored in kinesiology or exercise science, and through that knew several of the people on the rowing team, ended up getting involved with the team there as the strength coach, and then it just kind of built from there. So this is now my third year as the strength coach with the rowing team, and at some point said, you know what, I love this sport, but it is a brutal sport, both physically and mentally, with unique sport requirements, but most people don't train with that in mind. So that was why I set out to write the manual to help people prepare for the sport beyond just go lift weights, which is left open to interpretation. So my goal with the manual was to provide both how to as well as what to be doing in order to maximize rowing performance.
Fantastic. So Will's referencing the manual, which is his book. It's called Rowing Stronger, and Row Perfect is very proud to launch it today. Now, Will, we've got a few questions here because I want to know a bit more about you and your particular angle on the sport. What should a coach do before introducing weight training for the first time to a rowing program?
Well, I think instruction is key. So making sure that everybody can really do the exercises properly first. That's when injuries occur, and why weight training gets a bad reputation is because people don't know how to do things correctly first.
So tell me a bit more. Imagine we're working with 19-year-olds.
Yeah, the first thing that I do every season with the rowing team here is run a clinic-style setting where I make sure to instruct everybody on the basic practical application and execution of all the lifts. I also think it's really important to make sure that they know how to read what you give them. So when I gave out a rowing program the first year, I checked in with everybody after a couple weeks, and they all kind of said, oh, well, we actually didn't know how to read it because we were kind of doing the sets and reps backwards and the exercises weren't in the right order. So I said, okay, you can't assume anything. So really making sure that everybody understands not only how to execute the lifts, but also what exactly to do so that they have a plan when they walk in the weight room. And they're gone. So it does seem like we're still live right now. It looks like Rebecca has left the chat. Something has gone wrong, but I'm not sure if anybody else is still online. So hold on just 1 second while we figure this out.